We're finally here to talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I saw this film last night, and honestly, I gotta say that before we get into honest thoughts of this film has a whole new cast. And in fact, remember, Indy is now older, same age as Ford is. The film was set in 1969, and it follows him and his estranged goddaughter, who are trying to find a device that could change the course of history before Jorgen Vier, a Nazi-turned NASA scientist, and get it for himself and alter the outcome of World War II to correct Adolf Hitler's mistakes. And honestly, I gotta say that James Mangold, who was director of this film, compared to Steven Spielberg in the past. I mean, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas are both executive producers for this film, but I do have to say some things that this is spoiler, so if you have not seen this film, you might want to just come back later and watch it. But honestly, my thoughts for this film is I think I liked it. Yeah, I think I liked it. The parts of this film that I thought were honestly pretty great is I liked the moments of the film where it was trying to be dramatic, when they say, hey, we have, Indy is, looking back on his life and the fact, hey, he's retired. He's still thinking about the fact that, after, say, the death of Mutt, his son, who passed away, and who passed after being killed in action in Vietnam, his wife, Marion, they kind of went, kind of gone separate ways in a way. So he's kind of alone. He is working still as a professor, but I think it's a different college now, because now he has an apartment. He doesn't have his big house anymore. So then again, I think, it's the 1960s, almost in the 70s, so things would be a bit different in the fact, inflation and all that stuff, I could honestly be thinking. And honestly, I gotta say, the opening sequence when it's young Indy, trying to get, say, the dial from the Nazis, it does a good job, honestly. I think the action sequences are great for this film. I have to say, I do have to agree, though, that the moments, that opening sequence, where basically it still sounds like a old Harrison Ford dubbing over the lines of a younger actor, it is kind of at first, say, okay, you can notice it at first, but at the same time, I feel say, yeah, it doesn't really bother me, because, as you get older, your voice does change, so it's not like you're gonna sound the exact same way as you did when you were younger. I'm gonna be honest, though, in the fact that I did think that, Helena, his goddaughter, I'm gonna be honest and think that at first I thought, this character is annoying. But at the same time, I also thought her little friend, I thought he was sort of like another version of a Short Round, in the fact that, their whole relationship was, she said he had found him pickpocketing her and wouldn't let him escape. So that's similar to that. I do have to say one little thing that made me kind of feel, though, in the fact that the villain, that Matt Mickelson, who's the villain, it made me feel say, wait, this entire time you don't really think, although he helped NASA, you don't think. Whenever he has interviews with them, there's one moment when he is talking to a worker at the hotel, and he goes say, oh, you didn't win the war, Hitler just lost. I feel say, in that moment, that worker would have had to think say, as a Nazi, he would have, at that moment, at that character probably would have thought say, hey, this, if he had someone random talking in the background of the hotel, you'd say Nazis. They're terrible people, or something like that. And yeah, I do have to say I like that the agent that works with the villain first. I do have to say that she reminds me of characters from the 1960s. And the fact that, I do like her hairstyle and all that. I think everything was honestly pretty fun. I do have to say the big chase sequence of the film, I do have to say that bit of sequence is rather long, and I don't really think say the story element of the past love for Helena. Basically, after that, say, okay, what happened to that character? Well, nothing. And I feel say, okay, then why was he introduced? Was it just to show the character development for Helena or something like that? I mean, because we get it at the same time. I feel like we should have learned more about her, her relationship with her dad. Besides saying dad was brilliant, because although we know how we say hey, her dad was smart, we don't really ever know anything else about their relationship. Remember, this is a film. Show us. Don't just have say the tell. Don't just tell. At the same time, we want to see that relationship as well. But I do have to say that I like we're going back to the future, Jones. And it's actually they go back to ancient Greece, and the Greeks basically mistake the airplanes for dragons. Oh my gosh, that was so over the top. It's just fun in the fact that they're in a film, and these basically say, I want to stay here. What do I have going for me going back into modern day? Huh? And at the same time, as a story element, you feel yeah, that makes sense. I'd also say that I think that the way the film ends really helps bookend his character. And the fact that he was in the past films, he's never able to keep the artifacts that he finds. At the same time, I think he's able to finally have a story where he can finally be happy. And the fact that he's now older, but at the same time, he's able to not be alone. Because at the end of the film, he starts alone, but now he has others to be around with. But overall, I'm going to say I liked Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I do have to say that the elements of it are kind of long, though. Is it entertaining? Yes. James Mangold does a great job. I think the acting from the villains and all that stuff is pretty good. And I gotta say, Harrison Ford did a great job playing a version of Indy who is just wanting to put all his adventures at a close. But overall, I liked it. I'm gonna say 2 thumbs up. I liked it. But what did you think of it? So later.